There is a real sense of movement building around Ibrox just now, and it is not only about what happens between the white lines. Rangers have been pushing hard to create momentum this season, trying to restore authority domestically while laying stronger foundations behind the scenes. Yet as the campaign gathers pace, news has emerged that signals change may already be in motion ahead of the summer. A deal has reportedly been struck with a Premier League side, and it centers on one of the most prolific young forwards currently wearing the light blue. For many supporters, the timing will raise eyebrows. When a club is striving for stability and progress, any suggestion of losing a bright attacking talent inevitably sparks debate. Questions follow quickly. Is this part of a longer-term strategic vision? Is it a necessary financial decision? Or is it simply the reality of modern football, where elite English clubs cast a wide net and move swiftly when they identify potential? What we do know is that Rangers are set to part ways with one of their most exciting teenage prospects after agreeing terms with Brighton and Hove Albion for striker Kandi. At just 16 years of age, Kandi has made a serious impression within the youth ranks. Over the course of this season, he has scored more than 20 goals for the young Light Blues, a return that instantly marked him out as one of the most clinical emerging forwards in Scotland. His movement in the box, composure in front of goal, and instinctive finishing have drawn praise from coaches and observers alike. It is no exaggeration to say that within a matter of months, his name has gone from relative obscurity to one of the most talked-about prospects in the academy system. What makes this story even more striking is how quickly everything has unfolded. Kandi only joined Rangers from Hamilton Academical at the beginning of the campaign. He arrived on a one-year agreement, viewed as a promising addition with potential to develop over time. Instead, his impact was immediate. Goals flowed consistently, confidence grew, and word of his performances traveled beyond Scotland. English clubs began to monitor his progress closely, recognizing the profile of a forward with both natural finishing ability and room to grow physically and tactically. Rangers were not passive in this situation. The club tabled a contract offer in an attempt to secure his longer-term future and, as interest intensified, improved those terms in recent days. The intention was clear. They wanted to keep him at Ibrox, integrate him further into the development pathway, and protect a talent who could, in time, challenge for senior involvement. However, the attraction of the English top flight, combined with Brighton's well-established reputation for nurturing young players, ultimately proved decisive. Brighton have built a model that is admired across Britain. Their recruitment strategy focuses on identifying high-ceiling prospects early, investing in their development, and providing a structured route towards senior football. For a 16-year-old striker with ambition, that pathway carries undeniable appeal. The opportunity to test himself in an environment connected to the Premier League, with exposure to elite facilities and coaching, represents a powerful draw. It appears that this vision has convinced Kandi and his representatives that a move south is the right next step. From Rangers' perspective, there is at least a degree of financial reassurance in how the agreement has been structured. Because Kandi has spent a full season at the club, the fee involved is expected to exceed the standard cross-border development compensation. Given the short-term nature of his original contract, that represents a stronger outcome than might otherwise have been possible. While no supporter enjoys seeing a promising academy forward depart so soon, the club will look at the arrangement as a blend of sporting loss and sensible business. The process is not yet fully complete. Kandi has been granted permission to travel for a medical and to discuss personal terms, with a period of assessment expected before the end of the season. The expectation is that a full-time professional deal will follow in the summer, at which point he will formally join Brighton's development setup. That interim phase allows the English side to integrate him into their environment while final details are finalized. There are further layers to this story as well. Hamilton Academical, who lost Kandi last summer when they disbanded their underage academy structure, are positioned to benefit from sell-on arrangements linked to this transfer. It is a reminder of how interconnected the football landscape can be, where decisions made months earlier echo into the future in unexpected ways. Rangers moved swiftly to secure Kandi when the opportunity arose, and now that proactive step has produced both sporting headlines and financial implications. Interest in the striker is not new. During his time at Hamilton, He trained with English clubs on more than one occasion and attracted attention from across the border. Several sides were understood to be tracking his progress, but Brighton have moved decisively to win the race. For Rangers, this represents the departure of a teenager whose 20-plus goals this season signaled genuine promise. For Brighton, it is another calculated addition to a development system known for spotting potential before it fully blossoms. While the departure of a young striker has captured attention, it is not the only storyline shaping discussion around Ibrox just now. Another name continues to surface whenever speculation about Rangers' future plans begins to circulate, and that is Nicolas Raskin. Over the past year, his situation has been analyzed repeatedly, with whispers linking him to potential moves away from Glasgow. Yet if anything, his importance to the side has only grown as the season has unfolded. When Raskin arrived from Standard Liège in January 2023, he did so carrying expectation. He was viewed as a dynamic midfielder capable of dictating tempo, pressing aggressively, and driving the team forward with purpose. In a recruitment period that produced mixed outcomes, he quickly stood out as one of the more convincing additions. There was a sharpness to his play, a willingness to demand the ball under pressure, and a maturity that suggested Rangers had secured not just a talented footballer, but a long-term pillar for the engine room. Earlier this term, however, his influence wavered. Under Russell Martin, Raskin at times struggled to fully impose himself within a system that did not consistently highlight his strengths. There were matches where his energy seemed restrained, where his natural instinct to break lines with forward carries was tempered by structural demands. It was not a collapse in form, but rather a period where the fit did not appear seamless. Supporters sensed there was more to come from him. The managerial shift to Philippe Clement altered that dynamic significantly. The new structure in midfield has provided greater clarity and balance, allowing Raskin to rediscover the intensity and authority that first made him such a highly regarded prospect in Belgium. With clearer responsibilities and stronger support around him, he has flourished. His pressing has become more coordinated, his distribution more progressive, and his decision-making in advanced areas more decisive. Now firmly embedded at the heart of Rangers' push in the Scottish Premiership, Raskin has developed into an indispensable figure. He breaks up opposition attacks with intelligent positioning, but he does not stop there. He carries possession through congested areas, linking defense to attack with confidence. He has also added tangible output in the final third. 8 league goal involvements this season underline that evolution, placing him among the more productive contributors in the squad. That blend of steel and creativity elevates his value considerably. It is precisely that profile which invites transfer talk. Across Europe, clubs are constantly scanning for midfielders who combine physical resilience with technical quality. Raskin fits comfortably within that category. At 25 years of age, with international recognition and experience in high-pressure environments, he represents both present reliability and future potential. It is no surprise that interest from England has been mentioned before. Crucially for Rangers, they are not negotiating from a position of weakness. Raskin's contract runs until the summer of 2028. That long-term security grants the club control. Any potential suitor would need to meet a valuation shaped by Ibrox rather than dictated by an expiring agreement. In modern football, that contractual leverage can make the difference between a controlled sale and a forced compromise. Financial considerations inevitably form part of the conversation. Reports suggest Raskin earns in the region of £19,000 per week, a figure competitive within the Scottish Premiership, but modest when compared to the wages on offer in one of Europe's top 5 leagues. That disparity fuels speculation. If a Premier League side were to formalize interest, the prospect of significantly enhanced terms could test any player's resolve. It is a reality Rangers must acknowledge as they plan ahead. There are several potential paths from here. The club could look to strengthen their commitment by offering improved terms, reinforcing their belief in his central role within the project. Such a move would send a message of ambition and stability. Alternatively, if negotiations were to stall in future years, timing would become critical. By the summer of 2027, he would enter the final 12 months of his deal, naturally shifting leverage toward interested clubs seeking value. For now, though, the focus remains firmly on the present. Raskin has shown no visible distraction. His performances suggest a player fully invested in delivering success in Glasgow. Each composed display in midfield reinforces his standing, not only within the dressing room, but among the support. As Rangers pursue domestic honors and aim to reassert themselves consistently at the top, his influence will be central. Modern football rarely allows narratives to settle quietly. Strong form amplifies attention, and sustained excellence often triggers renewed interest from abroad. Yet Rangers hold the contractual cards at this stage. With 3 years remaining on his agreement and his performances pivotal to their ambitions, there is no immediate pressure to sanction any departure. The coming windows will reveal much about the club's financial strategy, competitive direction, and capacity to match the aspirations of their key players. But at present, Raskin remains a cornerstone of the side's midfield drive, embodying both the resilience and forward thrust that define Rangers at their best. Beyond the numbers and the contract details, what stands out most is the authority Raskin now brings to the pitch. There is a visible confidence in the way he demands possession, scanning constantly before the ball arrives, already planning his next movement. In high-intensity fixtures, when tempo rises and margins tighten, he has shown an ability to steady the rhythm rather than be swept away by it. That composure has become infectious. Teammates trust him to receive under pressure, to absorb contact, and to release the ball with purpose. It is the kind of presence that transforms a talented midfielder into a leader in all but name. Supporters at Ibrox have begun to recognize that shift. Every crunching interception, every driving run through the center of the park, every late arrival into the box that unsettles an opposition defense reinforces the sense that Rangers possess a midfielder capable of dictating big matches. His performances in crucial league encounters have not just been tidy or efficient, they have been decisive. When the stakes are highest, he has found ways to influence outcomes, whether by disrupting an opponent's rhythm or by contributing directly in attacking phases. That consistency under pressure is what elevates his reputation beyond domestic borders. As the season edges towards its defining weeks, the narrative surrounding Raskin will inevitably intensify. Strong displays in the run-in will only strengthen his standing and, by extension, the level of scrutiny from elsewhere. Yet inside the Rangers camp, the emphasis remains on collective achievement rather than individual speculation. If the club can match its ambition with tangible progress on the pitch, the argument for building around players of his caliber becomes even stronger, and every commanding performance in midfield adds weight to the belief that he can be a central figure in the next chapter at Ibrox. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers around Ibrox are growing louder, and the name on everyone's lips is Lewis Smith. While nothing has been laid out in black and white by the club, the feeling in the corridors and among close observers is that Rangers have moved decisively and secured the player with a clear vision in mind, not as a project, but as an immediate starter. It is the kind of move that suggests intent rather than patience, a statement wrapped in quiet confidence. Inside Rangers, the belief is that Smith fits the current demands of the side almost too neatly to be coincidental. Technically assured, aggressive without the ball and comfortable taking responsibility, he is viewed as someone who can slot straight into the rhythm of the team. Sources close to the dressing room hint that the coaching staff see him as a solution rather than an experiment, a player trusted to handle pressure from the first whistle. What adds fuel to the speculation is the manner of the deal. This does not feel like a slow integration or a squad depth signing. Instead, there is talk of a role already earmarked, a shirt number discussed early, and tactical conversations that usually belong to established names. For Rangers supporters, this raises eyebrows and expectations in equal measure. A signing with starter status carries weight at a club where scrutiny is relentless and patience is thin. There is also a broader narrative at play. Rangers have been quietly reshaping their identity, looking for players who blend intensity with intelligence. Smith is rumored to tick those boxes, offering versatility and a hunger that aligns with the club's demands. Some insiders even suggest that his arrival could trigger a subtle reshuffle, pushing competition in areas that had grown comfortable. Until the club speaks, it remains rumor and informed guesswork. Yet in Glasgow, Rumors have a habit of carrying truth in their pockets. If the speculation proves accurate, Lewis Smith's move to Rangers may be less about potential and more about immediate impact, a signing made not for tomorrow, but for right now. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.